This is the Hanging with A podcast.
All right. What up, everybody? This is the Hanging with A podcast, episode 46, coming to you always from Brockton, Massachusetts. Before we get started, I just want to say thank you to everybody who watched episode 45, which got 42,000 views, not subscribers, views. With YV and Legacy, thank you very much for all the support and everything that you guys keep doing for me. I really, really appreciate it. The Hanging with A podcast is monetized. I say this before every episode. We're monetized now. That doesn't happen without the support of you all. The Hanging with A podcast is also at 3,005 subscribers. We were at 2,000 a few months ago. We are now at 3,000. So thank you very, very much for all the love and all the support. This whole experience has been very, very humbling. So I want to say thank you very much to you guys for getting the Hanging with A podcast at 3K subscribers. So thank you very much for that. You can follow the Hanging with A podcast on Instagram. You can follow me on Facebook, follow me on TikTok, follow me on Snapchat. I'm all over the place these days, so you can, follow me, subscribe. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. If this is your first time, thank you very much. Continue to like, continue to share, and just thank you for all your love and support. Before we get started, I want to say happy birthday to my son Malcolm, who just turned 10 years old. Daddy loves you very much, Malcolm. And we're gonna have a great birthday party planned for you this weekend. So happy birthday to Malcolm. Um, I know I say this all the time that, I have special guests on my podcast, but this is a very, very special guest. This woman I'm going to introduce is the reason why I am here. She's my role model. She is my hero. She has been a very, very big support system to me. You can't have a podcast without having all the support from my family, from my friends, everybody that supports me and my family. I appreciate it. But this woman I'm going to introduce has supported me from day one with my dreams and my goals, and I'm lucky enough to have her come on here. Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you my mom, Michelle Brooks. Hello, Mom.
Hey Abram, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing well, doing well.
Um, Tell us a little bit about yourself. Who are you, where you're from, a little bit about, your journey.
So I am Abram's mom. I was born in Daytona Beach, Florida. I was raised in Hawaii. Um, I have four beautiful children. Um, and a little bit about me. Wow. I live in Maryland, in Pasadena. And I have seven grandkids who I love dearly. And I'm just a normal person. It's a normal mom.
Um,
Uh,
you talked about Hawaii. Growing up in Hawaii, how old were you when you first got to Hawaii, and like how was that experience for you?
So I got to Hawaii. I was about 5 years old. My mom, Granny, married a military man, and he got stationed in Hawaii, and so we moved there. During the time we were there, they divorced, and she decided to raise me and my brother there, and so that's where we lived. The majority of my life, elementary school, middle school, high school, college. That's where I was raised at. The experience was different because although it's part of the United States, they really don't consider that. They consider this side of Hawaii, the states, are the mainland. And so it was very humbling living on the island. It was fun. Beaches every day, a little bit different than it is here.
Yeah, yeah. And fun fact, everybody out there that don't know, I was born in Honolulu, Hawaii. I want to say we lived in Hawaii till I was about 7 years old, and then we moved.
Hmm.
But I was born and raised in Hawaii. So for
Yes.
people out there that do not know, um, what inspires you?
Huh. You guys inspired me. Inspire me. My children, my grandchildren, um, inspire me to keep going every day. Um, so yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Growing up, we all had a close relationship with my grandmother, your mom.
Hmm.
Um, God rest her soul, Patricia Ann Crosby. Um, what was your relationship like with grandma? And like, can you talk a little bit about like that relationship and what she meant to you?
That relationship was great. From as long as I can remember, it was a great relationship. Growing up, my mom worked hard. She worked all the time. She was a nurse, so she worked at the hospital 11 to 7, 11 at night to 7 in the morning. So, um, it was just me and Aunt Tina. Um, and so, we had a great relationship. She was my best friend. We did a lot together. We would, go to, we would have a thing where we would go to Walmart, make Walmart runs in the middle of the night. Cracker Barrel was our thing. We would go eat at Cracker Barrel and hang out shopping at Target. And sometimes we wouldn't even buy anything. We just to be in the presence of each other, just hanging out was just fun. She was a great mom to me. She was a great mom to me. Um, I was a teen mom, so I had Abram at 16, and so my mother was very supportive um, all throughout my pregnancy, all throughout high school, because I was in my senior year of high school when I had you, and then I went on to college, and she was very supportive. She was my best friend.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I know, we all were close with grandma, me being really, really close with her because during that time, you know what I mean? Like when you had me, we lived with grandma. So, I was with
Hmm.
her every day. We were around her every day.
Yeah, she helped raise
And
you. She basically helped raise you.
yeah, yeah, so, which is, just, speaks to how incredible she was as a woman and
Hmm.
the great job she did in raising you as well. Because I know at that, that wasn't easy being a mom at 16. Like, being a mom at 16, like what challenges did you run into like during that time?
So, being a mom at 16, when I had you at 16, I was in my senior year of high school. So, of course, we lived in Hawaii in a town called Laie. And on that side of the island is the Mormon community. So, I was not allowed to go to the high school, to the regular high school. I had to go to a high school for pregnant girls. And that's where they sent all the pregnant girls to go to school. And what they would do is give us our whole curriculum for the year. And so at one time, and so we just had to make sure we got that done before the end of the school year. Um, the challenges, of course, getting pregnant so early at 16, so um, I didn't really get to enjoy being a kid, because I had you at 16, and then it was off to school, work. Um, but challenges, I don't know if I really had a whole lot of challenges because, again, my mom was there to help me along the way. So I didn't have some of the challenges that maybe most young girls would have had being a mom at 16. My mom was very
Yeah,
supportive.
yeah, yeah, she was, you know what I mean? And like I know that because again, like I said, that's where we lived and grandma made sure
Yeah,
that I had everything that I needed to have and that we had everything that we
yeah.
needed, in order to survive. Um, when I think about what has been great about being the mom of me. So I'm the oldest of four. I have
Hmm.
three other siblings: Darnell, Jasmine, and Justin. Shout out to all three of you. I love you guys very much. Um, what has it been like being our mom?
It's been great. It's been great. You guys have been and always, you guys are great kids. Of course, growing up, all of you have had some challenges growing up, getting in trouble, here and there, but you guys were the best kids. So raising you was easy for me. I wouldn't change it for the world. If God gave me a chance to choose again, I would still choose you guys. I would still choose the same four kids because you guys are amazing. Um, it was hard at times because I worked, went to school, worked, a couple of jobs to take care of you guys, as a single mom. Got married as well, but I still, being as though we were military, I still felt like a single mom because, with the military, pretty much raised you guys on my own.
Yeah.
Um, and so I can't really say that it it was challenging raising you. Yes, there were hard times, but it wasn't. I mean, it was nothing different than how I grew up. So again, my mom raised me well to be equipped to be able to raise you guys because I've been a mom since I was 6. I was a mom at 16. I was a mom at
Right.
18. I was a mom at 21. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then 28 when Darnell came along. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's incredible. I tell people that all the time, and I think about like my mom's been a mom since she's been 16 years old.
Hmm.
Um, and like it's in like when you sit down and like really think about that and wrap your mind around that, it's like wow, like for you to be able to like just continue to like just try to be the best mom that you can be, even though you were young. You made sure that we had everything we needed, and you never gave up on us. So that's just a testament to who you are as as a woman.
Hmm. Thank you.
Um, when you think, you're welcome. When you think about your mission, like what is your mission? What do you think your mission in life is?
My mission. Wow. Um, to be the best person I can be, and if I can touch lives along the way, that would be great. Um, to make sure that that you all continue to be productive adults, and to see my grandkids, grow old.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, yeah. That's a very very good mission. You have been sharing, as of late, you've been sharing cups. You've been designing cups. Um, I would like to see a cup. People would probably like to see a cup. But what made you get into like wanting to do something like that?
So I like to craft. You know for yourself, I like to craft, and I'll try my hand at anything. And so I just thought I got a Cricut machine a while back, and I thought it would be good. The cups, they just came along. It was just something that I saw, and I figured I would try my hand at it. And then once started trying my hand at it, I really liked it. Um, there are cups to inspire people, because a lot of my cups, if you've seen them, they they encourage. They encourage people, like a positive state. One says a positive state of mind. One says you are loved. It's a self care cup. One says it's okay to not be okay, because in the world we live in today, mental illness is real, and people need to know that it's okay to feel how you're feeling, and it's okay to get help if
Yeah,
you need that, whether that's therapy, talk to someone. People need to be encouraged. And so that's really what the
I agree.
cups are all about.
Yeah. Do you have a cup around that we can see?
Yeah. So I just made this one a couple of days ago, and this one says it's okay to not be okay. And then I have this one right here, self affirmation cup here that I made as well. Um, so I'm just starting out with it. And then this one says, positive state of mind. So, so
Oh,
yeah,
that's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, I see them when you post them and you make reels
hmm
about them. Um,
And of
you
course, I
talked
have to
about
have
like
Hawaii. Sorry, of course, I have
Hawaii.
to have
Yeah,
Hawaii because that's my home. Even though I was born in Florida, Hawaii is my home. So, yeah.
yeah. Um, you talked about you talked a little bit about like mental illness, like what I mean.
hmm
People being okay talking to a therapist or like talking to somebody. Um, how important, like, how important is it to like for people to seek therapy? I know like a lot of black people, um, I know black men, you know what I mean, do not like to go talk to a therapist, or we do not like to talk about our feelings. And I talked about this on episode 44.
Hmm.
Um, and I talked about like the importance of like, talking to somebody, venting to somebody other than like your wife or other than your friends.
Hmm.
Having somebody that you can bounce ideas off and have somebody like, that you can talk to and help you, walk through things. What do you think the importance of therapy? How important is therapy to you in your life?
For me, therapy is important. It has gotten me through a lot of things. So therapy. Okay, so growing up, a lot of us, the reason why a lot of us as African Americans do not seek therapy, do not go talk to people, is because of how we were raised. We were raised in an environment where they would say, we don't tell our business outside of our house. We keep all of our business in our house and we don't tell our business. And so what happens is we keep all that stuff in, and then when we grow up to be adults, and even when we grow up to be young adults, then we carry all this baggage with us because there's so many things that have happened to us, so many experiences that we've had, and we had no one to talk to. So then you have your friends and things like that, but they're not equipped to handle some of the problems that we have. So it's important to seek out help and to talk to someone about the things that are going on in your mind that can get to the bottom of who you are and why you act the way you act. Because a lot of things in my life, from going to therapy, I realized that I had a lot of things from my past that I've dealt with that I needed to talk out, and to talk with someone who is well educated, who is a professional. And it's important. It's important. It's so important because mental illness is real, whether that's depression, whether that's anxiety, whatever that looks like. Seek help because there are people out here that you can talk to help you. Get some accountability partners, get some friends that are not judgmental, that you can talk to if that's what you need, because also therapy is expensive. Nowadays you can hardly even afford to eat, let alone pay someone to help you with your mental illness.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, you're absolutely right. I mean, the key word you said there, get you some friends that's not going to judge you. Get you some friends that's going to support you and,
Do some
walk you through our
accountability
life.
partners. Yeah.
Right, right. It's because, you have to be held accountable. I totally agree. Um, what are you the proudest? What is a proud moment for you? What are you the proudest of right now?
um A proud moment for me is watching you all grow up to be productive citizens. Um, to see where we were and to see where you all are at now, it makes me proud. To see you guys succeed, have children, get married. Just watching you all grow up to be productive adults make me proud.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's because of you we're able to do a lot of that stuff. So thank you very much for like, how you raised us and how we grew up. Because without the guidance of you and without you, I don't know if we would be the young women that we are today. Um, what is a quote you live by?
Wow. Whew, I have so many. I think the main one that I live by is, um, live in today, don't worry about tomorrow because tomorrow will take care of itself.
Mm,
Um, Live
I
for right
like that.
now, live for today because you can't worry about what's going to happen tomorrow. All you can do is live right now in the moment, and then tomorrow will come and it'll take care of itself.
Yeah, I mean, I like that one. I haven't heard that one. I always say the Nipsey Hussle quote is like my favorite. the highest human act is to inspire. I also like Malcolm X. Malcolm X says, a man that doesn't stand for something will fall for anything. I tell my students that all
Mhm.
the time. But I'm gonna go with another one. Because I feel like everything that I've been seeing on social media lately is I don't like this person doesn't like me, and
Mhm.
people talk about their relationships and things like that. When somebody shows you who they are the first time, believe them.
Yeah.
um, because they're not changing. They've showed you who they are. If you continue to proceed with that relationship, or you continue to proceed with, that person in your life, understand that they showed you who they were the first time. So don't be
Mhm.
surprised. Don't be surprised if if this happens or that happens. They've already showed you who they are
Yeah.
you know and I think if people just really understood that and really looked at people and just said, you know what, this is who he is, this is who she is, you know what I mean, maybe we'll be in like better situation, your relationships will be in better and better spots. Not saying that I'm a relationship expert, because I'm not. But when somebody shows you who they are the first time, you should believe them. So I mean, that I'm gonna go with that one, because I always go with the ones that I just named. Um,
Mhm.
top so we do music on here. You know what I mean? Can't have the Annual A podcast without music, without talking about
Mhm.
some form of music. Everybody on here gives me their top 10 rappers of all time. Um, top 10. Who's your top 10 artists? They don't have to just
Um.
be rappers. They can be rappers, singers. Who's in your top 10?
So my top 10. So I'll give you some rappers. So my top 10. In my top 10, Sugar Hill Gang, Big Daddy Kane, Curtis Blow, LL Cool J, Queen Latifah, MC Light. Um. I like Doe. She's a gospel artist. Um. Jonathan McReynolds.
Okay, Jonathan
Uh,
McReynolds. Okay,
yeah, I like him. He's a gospel artist. I like Anita Baker and Natalie Cole.
okay, I like that. That's a nice list. It's a nice list. Curtis Blow. Nobody's ever said Curtis Blow. So, and I think people forget that Curtis Blow was the first for a lot of things. Sugar Hill
Mhm.
Gang.
Mhm.
He like Queen Latifah. Queen Latifah is my favorite. She's my favorite female rapper of all time. Is Queen Latifah. Okay, that's a good list.
See, Sugar Hill Gang, Sugar Hill Gang, the Sugar Hill Gang is when we grew up. You know, that was rap music to us. We can sing to every single rap song. You know, Curtis Blow, Big Daddy Kane, all of them were singing, and we can actually keep up and sing with the songs. Now you can't even hardly keep up with the songs. You don't even know what they're saying.
you don't know what they're
So.
saying. Um, I mean, the issue that I have, you don't understand what they're saying, and like they're just lying. And like, you know what I mean? And I refuse to sit down and listen to a liar on a whole album. I can't do it. I can't bring
Mhm.
myself. So, but yeah, I agree. Um, I know you go to church. Talk a little bit about like your relationship with God, and why is that relationship so important to you?
My relationship with God is everything to me. I believe in the power of God. I believe in prayer. I believe that He can change things because He has done that in my life. I've seen it happen. Um, my spiritual walk is everything to me because I believe that if you don't live right, then you don't get to see the people that went on before you. And I want to see my mom again. I want to see, friends. I want to see, I want to see the promised land. I want to see what God has for me up above. I don't want to, continue to to live in this world and end up, somewhere else. But it means a lot to me to believe in God and to trust Him at His word because I've seen Him do things in my life, big things in my life.
Yeah,
He's blessed me
yeah,
abundantly. Even when I don't do everything that I should do, He still continues to um, bless me.
yeah. That's good. Um, how's being a grandmother for you? You know what I mean? You're a
Oh,
grandmother. You
wow.
got a ton of got a ton of grandkids.
Being a grandma to me is amazing. I watch my mother. with you guys. I watched her help raise you guys. I watched her spend time with you guys. I watched her dote on you guys. And being a grandma to me is amazing. It's everything. I enjoy it. I enjoy my grandkids, every single one of them. It's nothing like it in the world. Being a grandparent, I just love it.
Yeah. It's my nieces and nephews. I have Layla, I have JJ, I have Malia, I have Ava, I have Dove. Um, am I missing anybody?
No,
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 that's it.
no. Mm-mm,
Yeah.
mm-mm.
Shout out to my
Yeah.
shout out to my nieces and nephews. I love you guys very much as well. Haven't seen you guys.
It's very rewarding.
Yes, being an uncle is very rewarding, even though I haven't seen them in so long. But
Hmm.
I love them very much. Um, what would a older version of yourself tell a younger version of yourself?
Oh gosh. An older version of me, what would I tell my younger self? I would tell my younger self, be a kid. Enjoy being a kid and enjoy growing up. Don't try to move so fast to grow up. Stay young, enjoy the moments of being young. Um, you'll get there. You'll get there soon enough to be an adult, but enjoy being young. Listen to your parent. If I was not that I was a bad kid and didn't listen to Granny, but if I can go back and tell my younger self anything, I would tell my younger self to slow down. Enjoy being a kid. Just enjoy the life of just being young. Taking things one step at a time. Don't move so fast.
Yeah. Yep.
Mhm.
Yes. If you could change, if there was anything in the world, all the craziness going on in the world right now, if you could change one thing that's going on in the world right now, what would that be?
Um. Wow. If I could change one thing, I would change the death rate, the way our young people are dying. I would, if I could change just one thing, I would change that. That's what I would change.
Yeah. Yeah. I think for me, I think it would be that. I think it'd also be like the racism right now. I mean, I feel like that's a
Mhm.
huge thing right now. With everything that's going on, the things that's going on in the news, what happened in Alabama, which is all over the place right now. What's going on in Florida. You know what I mean? For people that may not know
Mhm.
out there, um, teachers in Florida have to teach about slavery, how it benefited Black people. Like it didn't benefit us at all. Um, the fact that teachers in Florida have to teach about that is crazy to me because if it was me, I would have walked out and said I'm not teaching that. I teach history. I teach Black history. Shout out to Bridge Boston Charter School. And when I go back to school in a couple of weeks, in a week here, that is a conversation I'm going to have with my students, and I'm going to let them know that slavery did not benefit Black people. Do not believe all this stuff that they're saying, or
Mhm.
stuff that's in the news, because it didn't benefit us at all. And if I was those teachers in Florida, I would have a protest about that because it's just not. I don't know. I mean, it's just crazy that what I mean. That's people out there think that. You know.
Mhm. Well, you got to understand, Florida is that good old boy state. So you got to understand, Florida, it is a lot. It's racism in the world. Okay, racism it hasn't gone anywhere. It's always been here. It's just not as hidden as it used to be.
Yeah.
So in Florida, that state it's a very racist area as well. I mean, you go down to Port St. Lucie where the Klansmen have their clandestine meetings, every year. I mean, and so I'm not surprised that they want us to say that slavery benefited us. Of course, it didn't benefit us, but they want to make believe because really they don't want to, again, just like anyone else in the world, they don't want to take ownership is what happened, you know,
Yeah.
to us as black people. You know, and it's still
Yeah.
going on today. We just don't hear about it. You know, because there are
Right.
things that go on that don't hit the news.
Right. No, I agree. I agree 100%. Um,
Hmm.
10 people. If you could invite 10 people to dinner, dead or alive, who would you invite and why?
Wow. So 10 people. I would invite Granny. She's no longer with us. Bless her heart. I would invite her because I miss her dearly, and just to sit down with her just one more time, to talk with her, to hug on her, to love on her. So Granny would be one. My dad, because he's getting older. He's 75 years old, and I want to be able to spend as much time with him as I possibly can. Um, Gosh, I would want to sit down with Michelle Obama just because I want to hear, her. She's very knowledgeable, and just to talk with her would be nice. Let me see. Um, Gosh, 10 people. Um, that's a lot.
I think you had six, right?
I would want to sit down with. So I watched this podcast. It's called Dear Future Wifey, Dear Future Wifey, and
Mm-hmm.
I would like to sit down with Latarius Wentfield because I like the stuff that he talks about, and I feel like I have a lot to say, and I could be on his podcast and talk about a lot of stuff. Um, uh, Pastor Keon and Shawnee Henderson, because I like the way he preaches, and I just want to go and sit down just to hear him speak and pour into to me. Let's see. I would like to get all of you guys, all of my children together and sit down and have dinner with all of you guys together and my grandkids. That would be nice if you all came home and we just all sat around and just, loved on each other and caught up.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that would be good. Um, you talked about marriage. Everybody out there that does not know, I'm getting married December 9th, 2023 of this year, to my beautiful wife to be, Mrs. Morgan Thatcher. Um, what is talk to us a little bit about like just the challenges of being married, um, and how has marriage been for you?
Marriage, whew, marriage is hard work. Um, Marriage for me it has been good. It has had its up and downs, but for the most part, it has been good. Marriage is challenging because you are marrying someone, and when you marry someone, you are marrying another person, and you're both different.
Yeah,
Communication is everything. Um, Communication is everything in marriage. Marriage is a ministry,
yeah,
and it ain't marriage is not for punks. And you don't go into marriage thinking, oh, I'll get married, and if it doesn't work out, we'll get a divorce. No, you get married, it's work. You got to put in the work. You got to put in the time. You got to care about someone else other than yourself. And it's hard because now you got two people, some people, two very different people, because no one is the same in a marriage. If you were, you probably wouldn't get along. It all depends on who you are. It's work, and it takes a lot of work. And I know I keep saying that it is work. You Communication. The one thing, if I had to say anything to you and Morgan, it would be communication, 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 patience,
yeah,
patience. And sometimes you gotta sacrifice.
yeah,
Sometimes, you gotta give up the things you like for someone else. Sometimes a person,
yeah,
your spouse may get sick. You gotta be there for them. They should be there for you. It's work. You may marry someone who's a supermodel today, and she may look like have a Coke bottle figure, have a couple of kids, and then now she doesn't have that same figure she had when you married her. You still gotta love her. Stick with
yeah,
it,
yeah,
because people are gonna change. No one is gonna stay the same. If you marry someone and you've been married for, let's say let's say 5 years, and that person hasn't changed in 5 years, you might want to check that out. You might want to look at that because you should be changing, evolving in marriage. No one should be
Yeah,
staying the same. You should not be at a standstill. You should be moving and growing together.
yeah, yeah. I totally agree. I think and the thing that with me and Morgan, I think a lot of the things that we're building now is
Hmm.
that communication, the honesty, the sacrifices, and just listening to each other, being honest with each other,
Hmm.
loving one another. A lot of those things we're working on now. You know what I mean? So when we get married, we'll just continue those things. I don't know if it was an interview or a reel, but I heard a guy say that he's been married for 30 something years, and he said in those
Hmm.
30 years his life has changed every year.
Hmm.
And they've changed together every year. He said it's felt like being married to somebody different every year because she's growing. You know
She's
what I mean?
growing.
As you
Hmm.
grow, and as your wife grows and as your husband grows, you guys should be growing together. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Going through those stages together, not oh she's growing, so I'm growing apart from her. No, you should be growing together at all times. Trying to
Hmm.
grow together at all times.
Yeah, and in marriage you need to be in marriage. Michael Todd, he's a pastor. He talks often about being hot, open, and transparent. In marriage, there's transparency. There are no secrets. You should be able to put your phone down, and she pick it up. She should be able to put her phone down, and you pick it up. And because there should be no secrets in marriage. You should be open, you
Right,
know, to each other. Honesty is everything. And so if you're not honest, that's a problem. If you
right,
can't be honest, you got to hide things, that's a problem. Then that's another whole situation. So
right,
yeah, communicate, but communication is everything. Boundaries, everything. Because even though you're married to someone, you're still both individual, and you got to have boundaries, and you got to have your non-negotiables.
right.
What are you willing to overlook, and what are you not willing to overlook? And those are
Yeah,
things that a lot of people need to probably talk about before marriage. And talk about finances before marriage. Because see, what people do now is they get married. They don't realize the person that they married maybe have a 400 credit score. Is that a non-negotiable for you? But then you didn't discuss that before you got married. Then you got married. Now it's a problem.
right,
See what I'm saying?
right.
So
Yeah,
you have
it's
to
like bring
you
everything to the
have to be
table.
open. Yeah, you got to bring everything to the table. People got baggage.
Yeah,
Work on your baggage. Because I'm tell you something. When you marry somebody, you marry their whole baggage, their whole family. You marry their whole baggage. So now you got a suitcase full of baggage. They got a suitcase full of baggage. They ain't take care of you. Ain't take care of yours. So then now down the road we got problems in the marriage. So now we got to go
right,
get marriage counseling because we didn't get the therapy we needed before marriage to deal with the issues that we had before marriage.
right.
So yeah,
That's
it's definitely
that's
work.
totally
It's a
right.
ministry. It's definitely work. It's sacrifice. Yeah.
Right. Before I let you go, I'll ask you one more question. And this is going to be about the Hang Away podcast. What has made you the most proud of me during this journey that I'm on right now?
Whew, gosh. Wow. I was super, super proud when you became monetized, I think, because I saw how hard you worked at it, that you've been working at this podcast. And, at first, when you first started doing it, I was just like, oh, Abe is just doing something else. He probably won't stick to it. He'll probably, put it down later. He'll get tired of it, because, I know you as growing up, that's the Abram I know too. Not that not that you haven't picked up things and kept with them, but this is something that you really had to work at. And I
Yeah.
watched it grow from nobody watching, no followers, to where you're at today. And I'm super proud of you because I'm super proud of the man that you are, the man that you have become, the man that you are continuing to become, the father that you are, to your kids, the big brother you are to your siblings. And I'm just proud to see you monetize, to see you sticking with this thing, to see people watching. It's exciting. And so, I was begging to come on the podcast too. Like, when am I going to get a chance to be on the podcast? I'm excited. I'm super, super proud of you. I'm super proud of your success. with this, and I think sky's the limit. I see you doing something big with this.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
mean, it's
thank you
already
very much.
big, so
No, thank you very, very much. That means a lot to me. I appreciate all your support and all your love, and I just appreciate everything that you've done for me. Growing up, the morals that you instilled in us, the values that you instilled in us, and raising. It's not easy raising three young men as a single mom, but you did it, and you did a great job raising us. And I'm just thankful. I'm just thankful that I have you in my life as a role model and as my hero. I tell you that all the time. Um, I'm inspired by you. I love you very, very much. I appreciate everything that you do for me, everything that you do for my siblings. I love having you come on here. I'm so happy that you came on here, and I'm happy I was able for you to come on here and talk about who you are as a person and who you are as my mother. So, just thank you very, very much for being a part of episode 46 of the Hanging with A podcast.
you're welcome. You're welcome. I was happy to come on. You guys make it easy. You guys have made it easy for me to be your mom. You guys have not been in and out of jail. You have made it so easy for me to be your mother, all of you. And I'm proud to say that I'm your mom. And I love you very much. So thanks
I
for
love
having
you
me
very
on the podcast.
I love you very much too, Mom. And just thank you for being a part of this.
You're welcome.
All right. I love you.
Love you.